Well, part of the reason is that the old-fashioned process of making bread used yeast that broke down the gluten during the rising process. But processed bread skips this part and adds yeast at the end of the process to make things faster and more convenient for the companies. However, the main reason is that gluten is intentionally added to food because it increases our appetite and because it's cheap. Even when you try to avoid gluten, unfortunately, in many products, it's hidden or renamed, making it hard to find. It's literally everywhere in our food and in our body care lotions, our cosmetics and shampoos, and even in some supplements and medications, really. But as humans, we don't have the enzyme to break down gluten. And because of the standard American diet's advice, most people eat it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Gluten particles cause inflammation and wreak havoc on digestion. That's why we need to avoid and eliminate this hidden health assassin from our diet. And I know it's hard, and here's something that may shock you. It's meant to be hard, and here's why. About 30 years ago, scientists discovered that wheat contains a protein called gliadin that can affect the brain in a similar way to opiates. And when it's digested, gliadin breaks down into substances that attach to opiate receptors in our brains. While this doesn't produce a high as such, it does make people feel hunger and increases their appetite. And it even gets them addicted to wheat products. So, as you can see by this one example, we have all been manipulated into eating food that makes us sick. Now, as bad as gluten is, it's only one piece of the sick care cycle. There are many, many other hidden health assassins that are doing us harm, and I reveal them all in my newly published book, The Hidden Health Assassins in the Standard American Diet, Exposed for Your Protection. Once you know how all these health assassins are making and keeping you sick, you can break free from them and start to reclaim your health again. Imagine what it would be like to finally live without pain and constant discomfort. Imagine being able to enjoy physical activities and hobbies again. Wouldn't you like to travel and explore new places? Imagine keeping your independence and living where you want, for as long as you want. Imagine what it would be like to have all the energy you need to get through your day and then have some energy left over for some adult fun time. I mean, when was the last time that happened, right? And finally, imagine a future with a healthier and happier you right in the center of it. Well, you don't have to imagine anymore because the hidden health assassins in the standard American diet will help you know how you can have all of that and more in your life starting today. And there has never been a more critical time to get your health back in order. Do you remember those shocking and scary statistics I mentioned earlier? 93.2% of all American adults are sick. 66% of Americans are overweight or obese. Over 50% of Americans are diabetic. And 47% have high blood pressure. And then this shocking statistic, again, more than 50% of men have erectile dysfunction. And sadly, for the first time in history, statistically speaking, children will not live longer than their parents. And now, non-communicable diseases, which are ones that you can't catch, have a higher mortality than infectious diseases. That's unheard of and unacceptable. I'm going to repeat that. These statistics are absolutely unacceptable. And if you're not saddened, angry, or even outraged by these statistics, you need to be. If not for yourself, but for your children and future generations that will be born into a system of sickness and die way before their time in the very same system. That outrage is what has fueled my mission to save as many lives as I can. And the best way I can do that is to share what I know with as many people as I can. That's why I wrote The Hidden Health Assassins in the Standard American Diet, Exposed for Your Protection. Inside this revealing book, I share why we are the most vulnerable generation in human history and how you can escape the fate you are being dished up. I share how to find gluten in your food, even when they try to hide it from you. When you know this, you can't ever be tricked again. I'll share the surprising everyday ingredients that often include gluten. You know, even vegetable protein products aren't safe. I'm going to share with you why you may not need to cut out all gluten from your diet, unless you have any of these 3 specific disorders, which I'll tell you in the book, and then you totally should. I'm going to share with you the worst type of wheat to eat and why you need to avoid it as though your life depends on it. Why? Because it actually does. I'll share with you the one food that instantly depletes your energy when we eat it, what it is, and the horrific effect it's having on our mortality rates. I'm going to tell you and show you how sick animals are creating food that makes us sick, and why, even if you eat meat-free, you still may not be safe. I'm going to share with you the disturbing link between the antibiotics used to produce our food and the rise in obesity and other diseases and disorders. You will learn how the standard American diet has been used to make Americans fat, dumb, and happy, and the best way to reclaim your health and even start to reverse so-called untreatable or chronic conditions, and so much more. I don't hold back because I want you to know exactly why you and your loved ones are getting sick, which is why I've made this book as affordable as I can. You can get your copy of The Hidden Health Assassins in the Standard American Diet exposed for your protection today by hitting the button below. And you can get it for less than most people would spend on a so-called healthy meal at almost any restaurant. But unlike that not so healthy meal, you'll have the information in my groundbreaking book forever. And to reward you for taking action today, I will give you my time-optimized eating guide. It's a quick start guide, and you will notice that I haven't used the common terms intermittent fasting or time-restricted feeding, and there's a good reason for that. Why? It's because no one wants to fast. After all, it sounds like you're depriving yourself. And feeding? Well, feeding just makes it sound like you're just another animal at the trough. Besides, time-optimized eating is a bit different. It's all the good parts of intermittent fasting with none of the bad stuff. Plus, I've included my own tips and tricks to make it easier and more fun. I know how powerful time-optimized eating can be from my own personal experience and from the feedback from thousands of my clients and patients. My simple to follow time-optimized eating guide will help you see how easy it is to do, and it gives you the best way to integrate it into your life. And as one more bonus, I'll also give you my top 10 foods to improve your gut health. When our gut is unhealthy, it means we don't absorb the nutrients from the food we eat. So our cells starve and don't get the nourishment they need to be and stay healthy. And that means we get sick. I will share with you my top 10 foods to improve your gut health. And don't worry, they're all super easy to find. And best of all, they're all very delicious. You'll get these bonuses when you purchase The Hidden Health Assassins in the Standard American Diet exposed for your protection today. So why am I doing all this? Because I want you to avoid the same kind of fate that Ralph and my patients had. They deserved better, and so do you. The simple fact is, our health system is actually a sickness system that has no intention of making you healthy. So you need to know how to look after yourself, because no one's got your back except I'm trying, and that's where I come in. It's my mission to help people like you to be empowered and to reclaim your birthright, which is to be healthy. You deserve to live a healthier, happier, and more vibrant life. I know healthier people make better communities. They make better brothers, mothers, fathers, sisters, employees, neighbors, you name it. These better communities make a better world. And that's the kind of world I want to live in. Don't you? Come and join me. Click on the button below and let's get you healthy again. Give your family, your friends, and loved ones more quality time with you. They deserve it, and so do you.